Hello, viewers. Welcome back to our fun session with Dr. Evan Cichelli, my dear friend, a podiatrist in Philly suburbs. Um, Now, today is our day of talking a little bit about what his life would be if he was not a physician, a podiatrist. So now, Evan, you have to show us your other talents, your dreams. What would you be if you were not a physician?
It's it's a fun question because I feel like that's something that kind of comes up, in like the physician lounge a lot, or just like I know you and I have had lunch a number of times, and it's something that comes up like, what would you do if you weren't doing what you were doing? And I got to tell you, I think that over the course of my life, I think that the answer has probably changed a couple thousand times. Um, but right now, if I could do anything, this is terribly boring. But I really really enjoy finance. Like I'm really enjoying. Like I started recently doing um, a lot of like stock research and things of that nature. And I'm finding that it really appeals to some bizarre part of my brain. Um, but I also I really like engineering.
Mm.
Like I really like building things. I really like tinkering and figuring out how things work and then putting it back together, which is probably the surgeon in me a little bit. And Yeah, like so like I have like like I have like a 3D printer where I try to like prototype like small inventions and things of that nature. Those are things that like I kind of enjoy, that I think I would like to see myself doing in a full-time role were I not doing what I'm doing.
Wow, you're the first person I know who has a 3D printer for sure. So that's great.
Yeah, it's not one
I
of those
like it.
$10,000 jobs. It's like a little like it's like one of the
Oh,
little
man.
desktop ones.
Good. I have to make some sneakers. I'll send you my shoe
Yeah.
size. Okay. All right. So let me ask you. You have put in your heart and soul in building this practice. Fortunately, you have a good business partner, a friend, a physician. But if your kids one day ask you, like you ask your dad, I want to be a physician, or I'm thinking about it, are you gonna uh, try to pursue them out of this, or would you encourage them?
That's it's a really good question, and I think it's a really difficult question because I still remember my dad, when I was talking to him about going into healthcare, really specifically being a physician. He did try to talk me out of doing it, and he gave a lot of very very valid reasons. My dad, such as myself, also we're fairly pragmatic people. And then my sister actually 5 years ago went into medical school, and she's a second year resident down in Charleston, South Carolina, for medicine right now. And both my dad and I tried to basically not necessarily talk her out of it, because I feel like there's nothing worse than like someone, you're trying to pursue something that's really difficult and people are telling you not to do it. Like I feel like that's a really difficult thing to hear.
Yeah, they don't know if you're telling them because you think they can't do it, or because
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like, and that's I wanted to, so it was more of a acknowledgement of the struggle that is not getting better. It's a like I enjoy being a physician. I enjoy the physical work, but I'm sure you, like I, do not enjoy the other, like the 80% of the actual things that we have to do, which is, pre-authorizations and paperwork and all the other, dealing with insurance companies and things that are insane, like, denying MRIs for bone tumors and, like just like things that are just insane that don't make sense to a rational person. Like those are the things that I don't enjoy, and I'm sure you're no different. And so to answer the question, I would say I will absolutely tell my kids that if you want to go into healthcare, if you want to go be a physician, I will support you 100%. However, take these things into consideration when you're doing it, and make sure you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, that's true, my friend. I couldn't agree more with you, but I had to listen to what you would have to say. Um, by the way, I realized that I want to tell you that I don't know if it's true or not, but to my belief, there are many countries in the world who don't have podiatrists. maybe
That's true.
there's
That's
not
true.
enough formal education there. But anyways, my question to you next, the next question I have is, um, your favorite destination for travel vacation where you want to go back in a heartbeat, a tough day or week, 2 weeks, and you want to go there. Where's that?
I mean, I can say almost unequivocally that would be Napa, California.
Yeah. When were
Yeah.
you there last time?
It was my honeymoon, so 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, my wife and I went, and yeah, I mean, I mean, the country itself out there is beautiful, but the people there are very relaxed. All they want to do is just, talk about wine and just chat about, the world, and it's
Oh,
just a really, really nice, just you don't go there, like you go there and you're all stressed because of whatever, and then you kind of when you
yeah,
leave,
that's
your
so nice.
shoulders are kind of like more sagged and you're a little more relaxed, and
Oh, I love that. Love that.
yeah.
So that's good, man. Well, then when the kids are a little bit bigger, you need to go and revive your honeymoon.
Oh yeah, so yeah, about 20 years for the one, but yeah.
All right. So, any childhood memory that you want to share with us that still brings a smile on your face, or maybe just something that still sticks with you?
Childhood memory. I mean that's a good one. I was so fortunate in my childhood to have really good. My family and my parents were really really just amazing people. I think probably if I look back, I think the things that I really enjoyed the most out of my childhood is that my one side of my family, my dad's side, is very large. My dad is one of 9 kids, and so I have a lot of cousins, and the family reunions that we used to have at my one uncle's house in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. No, sorry, Kempton, Pennsylvania. Excuse
Can't, okay.
me. Those were just times that all of us got together. There's probably 50, 60 of us, and we always had a great time. Ate a ton of blue crab, and like we probably did that maybe like once like every other year. From childhood till I was a teenager. Um, so yeah, I mean
That's
I would say that would probably, in terms of childhood memories, like those are probably like the big ones that
fun
like I
times with
really.
cousins. Oh, I've done crazy stuff with cousins. It's so much fun time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
And
absolutely.
seems like if you have a large family, you could have sleepovers like every weekend and not be in your home for like 2 months.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was always fun, because I
Yeah.
mean, the nice thing is that especially in my family, I don't know how it even happened, but there's probably like 15 of us that are all within like maybe 6 or 7 years of each other.
Yeah. So
So I
you're
mean,
close.
yeah, so I mean, so we all just kind of now we don't all live close anymore. I mean, like we're kind of spread out all over the place now, but yeah, so
But those memories stick with you, right? They keep you happy
yeah.
sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
Um, so, all of us, we have to find a way to relax ourselves when we are all tied up here and stressed out and all that stuff. What do you do to keep yourself in a good mind body? Because I've
Mm.
never seen you. You might have seen me 100 times being upset, mad, or frustrated. I have always seen you cool, relaxed. I'm sure you carry a lot of it, but there is a way that you probably wind down. What is your way of doing
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely. I mean, to your point, I mean, honestly, if the times that I've seen you, you were stressed out, you hit it really, really well.
it?
um, but, um, but no, I think, I mean, for one thing, like when I get home, um, I mean, frankly, I know this is going to sound very, very bizarre. First thing I like to do is either glass of wine, can of beer, is just to
Just to,
just get, yeah,
yeah,
just
to
get
get.
home and
I think that there's
just to
nothing.
relax.
I mean, for me too. Like the happy hour is called happy hour for a reason, right?
Yes, it is,
All
my
right.
friend.
Um,
But yeah, but usually what I like to do, is, like when I'm having a lot of stress, the thing that gets me past it is to put on my sneakers, go running, and and it's not really long. I'm not in as good a shape as I used to be. But I mean, just go like maybe like 3 miles, 2.5 miles, something like that, just to get out the energy. Try to figure out whatever was going on in your own head. That really between the expending the energy and just the time to think. that really, I always found that to be very helpful.
I agree with you. That reminds me of Shoe Dog, the founder of Nike. He actually started Nike because of his ability to think, and he used to use running as a way of thinking outside. So
Mhm.
I agree with you. I'm not a big runner, but I agree that it's really gives you a good clear up your mind. It's good for your mind and body. Gives
Yeah,
so two more questions, and
sure.
one is a no limits excursion. Okay, so I'm giving you a month of vacation with
A month.
a month
I
of
don't know what to do with
vacation,
that.
no free access to travel anywhere in the world, unlimited budget to spend. How you are gonna spend those 30 days?
Man, that is a tough one. Because it actually gives me anxiety to be like on vacation for more than 7 days. So like having a month, I don't even that doesn't even like compute with my brain. Um, but no, if I was given a month, where I could just go do whatever I want, um, I would have to say, I know this is probably going to be, relatively boring in the grand scheme of things, because I think you've traveled much more extensively than I have, but I would really like to go to Europe and really just tour Europe for a month. You know,
I I
it's
agree.
like
I've had this idea that it's hard to spend a month at one spot, right? So you wanna start at one end and go
yeah,
around. Have you been
yeah.
to Europe at all, or is that something on your list of things?
I have been to Europe. When I was in high school, church that I used to go to, they had a thing where they took a bunch of high schoolers to Europe, and I think it was 10 days or 12 days or something, and we just as fast as we could made it from Italy, kind of worked our way up and across over to Britain, and we never hit Spain or anything like that. But I mean, I would love to go to Spain. I would love to spend a little more time in Germany, and especially because like I like to brew beer, so so that would be very interesting for me to go over there, and particularly to Belgium. Like I would love to go up to Belgium and go to any one of those breweries up there. Um, Particularly Cantillon. That would be a very interesting trip up there. So
Wonderful. I'm glad you put it everything out there, because this is my way of sending the message upstairs to the man up sitting upstairs to prove that for you. So,
well, you let me know if you get the email that approves that, and I'll be.
all right, good, my friend. All right, so any proud parent moment that you like, yeah, wife is not home, I could do this, and I took care of these two kids, and I took care of this and that. Anything that you want to tell the world that you have come out of that?
I've had and I've had a couple proud parent moments. So one is with my daughter who's 11, and this was from my wife's daughter, and we um so the I won't say it's a proud parent moment, but it was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Um, so when my wife and I were talking about when we were talking about getting married, we kind of a little bit before that we bought a house together,
Hmm.
and and one day her daughter she walked up to me, and she said, "Hey Evan, is it okay if I start calling you Dad?" And I was like, "Meh." I was like, "Yeah, sure, kiddo, that's cool." I was like, "It's really cute,
That's
thank
so
you."
cute,
Yeah, it
Evan.
was it
Oh
was
my
really nice. I was
gosh.
like, man, yeah,
Yeah.
um, but so yeah, so that was
Oh,
that was one really really fun proud moment, and my son, it's tough because he's at that age where like everything he does, I'm like, oh my god, it's the first time you did XYZ, but
yeah.
the one that really gets me where I'm just like, oh, that's my son, is he it's actually terrible because it's so silly, but he so we had one of those little devices, those little child locks, on like a pantry, and he had a cookie in there that he really really wanted. Like he really wanted this cookie, and he got like all mad in the face. And again,
Yeah.
he's 18 months old. He's only he's only this like this
Did it-
tall, and he got so mad. He just walked over to the childproof log. He just ripped it off the and I just looked at him. I looked at my wife. I looked at him, and I was like, "You saw that, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, but maybe you put it on wrong." So I put it back on. Then she started to video it, and he just walked up this little shrimp and just pulled it off again. And I was like,
my gosh.
I had to give him the cookie. I mean, I felt like he earned it.
You
You
heard
know?
it, yeah. Well, let me tell you, it's good to feel good about having boys, but anything they do wrong, I have 3 boys, and my wife said they got this from you.
Yeah, it's funny.
So it's like it's a,
Yeah, it's funny. Like like when I get home, if he did something, like if he like jumped off the couch and like hit his head or something like that,
yeah,
my wife would be like, "You will not believe what your son did today." I was
yeah.
like, "How's he all of a sudden my son? I thought he was our son."
That's funny. Yeah, that happens. All right, Evan. It was such a pleasure, man, my friend.
All
Thank
right,
you
yeah,
so
absolutely, it's
much.
a pleasure. Thank you so
And
much for having me on. I appreciate it.
and it was and hope to see you back again soon. Take care.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cheers. Thanks, man.